Have you ever stopped to think about your child's emotional health the way you think about their physical health? It's so easy to focus on things like making sure they eat well, get enough sleep, and play outside, and those are incredibly important. But when was the last time you truly thought about how they're feeling emotionally? Just like their physical health, emotional well-being plays a huge role in their overall happiness and development. And it's something that, as parents, we have the power to nurture in meaningful ways. In this video, I want to talk about something that sometimes gets overlooked: how emotional health is just as important as physical health for your child, and how to balance both. Together, we'll explore some simple yet powerful ways you can support your child's emotional well-being. And don't worry, you don't have to be a therapist to help your child grow emotionally strong. It's about building a foundation, day by day, that will serve them for years to come. Let's start by thinking about how we, as adults, often manage our own emotional health. When we're stressed, overwhelmed, or struggling, we know that it affects everything, from how we interact with others to how we take care of ourselves. The same is true for children. They might not always express their emotions in the same way as we do, but that doesn't mean they're not feeling them. In fact, children's emotional health is foundational to their success in school, their relationships, and their ability to handle challenges later in life. This leads me to my first tip: create a safe emotional space for your child to express themselves. Just like how your child's physical health depends on a balanced diet and regular activity, their emotional health depends on feeling safe to share what's going on in their mind. For some kids, talking about their feelings is easy, but for others, it can be much harder. Maybe they're afraid of being judged, or they don't know how to put their emotions into words. As a parent, one of the best things you can do is simply be there to listen. It might sound simple, but it's so important. Encourage your child to share their feelings by being present, calm, and non-judgmental. You don't always need to have all the answers or solutions. Sometimes just saying, "I'm here for you," is enough to make them feel heard. And that's powerful. For instance, when my daughter was younger, there were times when she'd come home upset from school, and I'd ask her, "How was your day?" She'd sometimes respond with, "Fine," but I could tell something was bothering her. So, instead of pushing for an answer right away, I'd gently say, "I can tell you're feeling a little off today. If you ever want to talk, I'm here to listen." That simple invitation created a space where she could eventually open up. It's also important to validate their feelings, even if you don't fully understand them. Sometimes children may feel angry or frustrated about things that seem small to us, but those emotions are very real to them. If your child is upset about something that seems trivial, instead of brushing it off, acknowledge it. "I can see that this is really bothering you. It's okay to feel upset." When you validate their feelings, you let them know that it's safe to have emotions, and it's okay to express them. Now, this doesn't mean that we should let our children act out negatively when they're upset. It's all about teaching them healthy ways to express those feelings, which brings me to the second tip: model emotional regulation. Children learn a lot by observing their parents, so if you want them to handle their emotions in a healthy way, it starts with you. If you're frustrated, upset, or even just stressed, try to model calm and thoughtful ways of responding. Let your child see that it's okay to take a breath, step back, and express emotions in a way that's respectful to themselves and others. For example, when I've felt overwhelmed with work or family responsibilities, I try to show my kids how I deal with it. Instead of letting stress take over, I'll say something like, "I'm feeling a bit frustrated right now, so I'm going to take a short break to calm down." Even though they're not adults, they begin to understand that it's normal to have strong emotions, but it's important to find ways to manage them. You can also encourage your child to use techniques like deep breathing or mindfulness when they're feeling upset or anxious. Even something as simple as teaching them to pause and take a deep breath can make a big difference in how they process their emotions. It's all about giving them the tools to handle tough feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. Now, as we're focusing on emotional well-being, we can't forget about the importance of physical health in all of this. The two go hand in hand. If a child is feeling sick or tired, it's going to be much harder for them to regulate their emotions. So, make sure that your child's physical health is also a priority. Encourage them to eat nutritious foods, get enough sleep, and stay active. These things lay the groundwork for emotional stability. For example, my son used to get cranky if he didn't get enough sleep or if he skipped breakfast. We started a routine where he went to bed at the same time every night, and I made sure to have a healthy breakfast ready for him each morning. It wasn't just about avoiding a bad mood, it was about giving him the energy he needed to face the day with a positive attitude. By fostering healthy habits, both physically and emotionally, you're helping to create a sense of balance. And when a child feels balanced, it's easier for them to handle the ups and downs of life. They'll learn to navigate their emotions in a way that feels natural, not forced. This brings us back to that idea of feeling safe to express themselves. When a child is emotionally well-balanced, they'll be more confident in approaching challenges and solving problems, which will benefit them throughout their lives. As we go forward, let's talk about creating a routine that fosters emotional health, because having a stable routine can provide children with a sense of security, which is crucial for emotional well-being. Routine helps them know what to expect each day and gives them the structure they need to feel safe. It's amazing how something as simple as a predictable bedtime or regular family meals can make such a big impact. Now, I know that this isn't always easy, and there may be times when your child struggles with emotions, no matter how much you try to support them. And that's okay, it's part of growing up. But with these tips in mind, you're laying a solid foundation for them to grow emotionally healthy and strong. Now that we've discussed the importance of creating a safe emotional space and modeling emotional regulation, let's move on to another essential aspect of emotional well-being, the power of positive reinforcement. This is an area where many parents, especially those of us with a bit of experience, can sometimes feel a little unsure. We know it's important to praise our children, but are we doing it in the right way? Are we reinforcing the behaviors that build their confidence, resilience, and emotional health? Positive reinforcement is one of the most powerful tools we have as parents to help our children build self-esteem. It's not just about telling them, "Good job," after every little thing they do, but it's about being intentional with our praise. Focus on effort and progress, not just the end result. This is where we can make a big difference in shaping their emotional well-being. When you focus on effort, you're teaching your child that it's okay to make mistakes, and that mistakes are part of growth. You're also reinforcing the idea that their value isn't tied to perfection but to persistence. For example, instead of saying, "You're so smart," after your child aces a test, you could say, "You worked really hard to prepare for that test, and it paid off. I'm proud of your effort." This teaches them that their emotions aren't solely linked to success but to their hard work and determination. It's easy to think that kids only need praise when they do something big, like finishing a project or scoring a goal in a game. But that's just one side of the coin. Praising small moments, like when your child helps out without being asked or when they express themselves calmly, shows them that their emotional health and actions are just as important as their physical achievements. By doing this, you're boosting their emotional resilience. It's that balance we're aiming for, recognizing their efforts to build not just their physical skills but their emotional intelligence. Another important part of positive reinforcement is teaching your child to self-reflect. Encourage them to think about how they feel after certain actions or events. This helps them make connections between their behaviors, emotions, and the outcomes. For example, if your child gets upset and yells at their sibling, instead of simply telling them to apologize, ask, "How do you feel after that happened? Do you think your sibling felt upset?" This helps your child learn empathy, and over time, they'll start considering how their actions affect others and how they can approach situations more thoughtfully. As we move into the next tip, I want to focus on the idea of creating opportunities for your child to experience a range of emotions in a healthy way. Now, you might be thinking, "But I don't want my child to feel negative emotions. Shouldn't I shield them from that?" Here's the thing, shielding our kids from emotions that are difficult, like frustration, sadness, or anger, might seem like the right thing to do, but in reality, it can set them up for emotional difficulties later on. Emotions, both positive and negative, are part of life. It's how we respond to them and learn from them that makes a difference. Instead of avoiding difficult emotions, help your child develop emotional coping skills. Give them tools to manage their feelings in healthy ways, and it'll make a world of difference as they grow older. If a child faces disappointment, whether they lose a game, don't get the grade they hoped for, or have a falling out with a friend, they need to know it's okay to feel that way, and it's okay to express it. What matters is how they move forward from those feelings. A great way to introduce this idea to your child is through role-playing or simply talking through different emotional scenarios. Let's say your child is upset about not being invited to a party. Instead of just saying, "It's okay, don't worry about it," try saying something like, "I understand why you're feeling hurt. Let's think about what you can do next time to express how you feel, and also think about how you can find other fun things to do." This teaches your child that their emotions are valid but also gives them the tools to problem solve and handle similar situations in the future. The idea here is to build emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from challenges. When your child knows that they can handle difficult feelings and move through them, they'll feel more confident in themselves. And this, in turn, helps them maintain their physical health as well. When a child feels emotionally secure, they're less likely to carry stress and anxiety in ways that impact their physical well-being. One of the ways you can help with this is by maintaining a supportive home environment. Stability at home plays a huge role in emotional well-being. A child who knows that their parents are there for them, no matter what, will feel more secure when it comes to handling emotional ups and downs. Keeping routines, being consistent with your discipline, and offering a lot of positive feedback and love all help to create an emotionally safe space for them. Now, let's move on to the next piece of the puzzle, the importance of social connections. While we've been talking about the role that parents play in supporting their child's emotional health, it's also essential to remember that social connections are vital for emotional well-being. As your child grows, they'll begin to form friendships and relationships outside the family. These interactions are just as important for their emotional growth. Encourage your child to develop friendships, be part of team activities, and learn how to navigate social situations. Social interactions help children learn empathy, conflict resolution, and how to build healthy relationships. Just like how their physical body grows stronger with exercise and healthy nutrition, their emotional strength grows through healthy, supportive interactions with peers and family. And this includes learning to set healthy boundaries with others, which is a key part of emotional health. A good way to encourage social growth is by organizing playdates or supporting your child's involvement in group activities that align with their interests. Watching them grow their own friendships and social skills is not just a sign of their physical health, it's a clear sign that their emotional health is flourishing as well. By providing your child with these experiences, you're giving them the opportunity to build their emotional toolkit. This balance between social experiences, emotional regulation, and physical health is what will carry them into adulthood with the ability to handle the challenges life throws at them. Now that we've covered the importance of positive reinforcement, allowing your child to experience and cope with a range of emotions, and the role of social connections in their emotional growth, let's dive into another powerful way to support their emotional well-being, creating a balance between independence and guidance. As parents, we sometimes struggle with how much freedom we should give our children, especially as they grow older. On one hand, we want them to have the confidence to make their own decisions. On the other hand, we want to guide them in the right direction, especially when it comes to emotional maturity. This is a delicate balance to strike, but it's one that plays a crucial role in their emotional health. Giving your child some independence, even from a young age, is important. It allows them to develop confidence in their abilities, make mistakes, and learn from them. But it's also essential to provide guidance along the way, especially when they encounter emotional challenges. For example, if your child is facing a difficult situation, like a fight with a friend or stress about school, it's important to step in and offer your support, without doing everything for them. A great way to strike this balance is by encouraging your child to make decisions for themselves. For younger children, this could be something simple like allowing them to choose what they wear or what snacks they want. As they grow, you can give them more opportunities to make choices that involve a bit more responsibility, like deciding how to manage their time or how to handle a disagreement with a peer. This not only builds their self-confidence but also helps them understand that they have the power to control how they react to situations, which is a key aspect of emotional health. That said, there are times when you may need to step in and offer guidance, especially when they're struggling with big emotions. If your child is feeling overwhelmed or unsure about something, it's okay to be there to listen and offer advice. But instead of giving them all the answers, try asking questions that help them reflect on their emotions and make their own decisions. For example, instead of telling them exactly how to handle a stressful situation, ask, "What do you think you could do to feel better in this situation?" This teaches your child to trust their own judgment and builds their emotional self-regulation. As your child grows, the key is to allow them to learn and grow through experience, while still being a steady source of support when they need it. It's not always easy, but the emotional growth that comes from finding that balance will serve them well in every aspect of their life. And this brings us to our last tip, prioritizing family time and connection. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, work, school, activities, and everything else that fills our days. But no matter how busy we get, we must remember that emotional well-being is nurtured through quality time and connection. When you prioritize family time, whether it's through shared meals, conversations, or simple moments of relaxation together, you're reinforcing a sense of security and love for your child. Spending time together allows your child to feel seen and heard, which is a powerful way to build their emotional health. It gives them a safe space to express themselves and feel supported by the people they love most. When your child feels connected to you, they're more likely to approach challenges with a sense of security, knowing they have a solid emotional foundation to lean on. One way to ensure this connection is consistent is by creating daily or weekly routines that include time for family interaction. This could be something as simple as sitting down for dinner together without distractions or taking a walk after school to talk about the day. The point is to create opportunities for your child to bond with you and to reinforce that emotional support is always available. Another important aspect of family time is modeling healthy emotional behaviors. When you share your own feelings with your child, even in moments of stress or frustration, you're showing them that it's okay to be vulnerable and express emotions in healthy ways. You're not just telling them that emotional well-being is important, you're demonstrating it through your actions. This can be as simple as saying, "I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed today, but I'm taking deep breaths and talking it through." This models emotional regulation and shows them how to process emotions in a constructive manner. The more time you spend nurturing your relationship with your child, the stronger their emotional foundation will become. In turn, this allows them to approach challenges with greater resilience, knowing that they are loved and supported no matter what. As we bring this discussion to a close, remember that emotional health is just as important as physical health. Our children's ability to navigate the ups and downs of life with confidence, empathy, and resilience will shape how they handle their emotional well-being throughout their lives. By being intentional about nurturing their emotional development through positive reinforcement, allowing space for emotional expression, promoting healthy social interactions, balancing independence with guidance, and prioritizing family time, you're giving them the best foundation for success. So, what can we take away from this? As parents, we have the unique ability to shape our children's emotional futures. And by applying these 5 tips, we can help our children grow into emotionally strong, empathetic, and resilient individuals who understand the value of their own emotional health, just as they would their physical well-being. I hope this video has given you some helpful insights into how to support your child's emotional growth. Remember, it's the small moments that make the biggest difference. Each step you take today in nurturing your child's emotional health will lead to a future where they're confident in themselves and equipped to handle life's challenges with grace. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on raising happy, healthy kids. Here's to creating strong, resilient children who grow into emotionally healthy adults.